When you experience yourself right now, at the fabric of that experience, you have the experience of being. Now, when you have this experience of being, what you notice is that it's not just your experience of being. You have the experience of everything being. When you look at the glass is being. When you look at the the table is being. When you look at the fly is being. When you look at the chair is being. Everything is being. It's being what it is. The question is, what is it? That is being. Being is another word for to be. Something that bees is something that is. Something that is something that exists. Now, we often think that being is equated to the object having the being, or the person or the body having being. We don't have being, we are being. We don't have existence, we are existence. So let's look at what existence means. Existence means to be irrespective of any other form of thing making it be. If something exists, nothing else makes it exist, which means it's standalone. It doesn't have any parts connected to another thing that makes that thing exist. It has ultimate existence and it has no dependency on anything else. So you could look at a wooden fence. A wooden fence, it exists, but the fenceness does not actually exist. The wood exists. But it seems like the fence exists when you look at it because it's just a combination of something that does exist, namely the wood. If you look at water, let's take a look at a wave. It looks like the wave exists. If someone said to me right now, do you see that wave? I'd say, yeah, I see that wave. It is right there. However, what am I really pointing to that is right there? It's not the wave. It's not the ocean. It's the water. So it looks like the wave exists, but the wave only exists because it is made of something that does exist, which is the water. Without the water, no wave. Could there be wave without water? No. Could there be water without wave? Yes. So in these relative examples, the water is the thing that fundamentally exists. The wave is something that borrows its existence from the water. And likewise, the fence is something that borrows its existence from the wood. So in our life, what borrows its existence from something else? Because it's unarguable and undeniable that something does exist. Something is, that's a fact, but we don't know what it is. But the beautiful thing is that we don't need to know what it is. Knowing what it is actually not so important. The most important thing is the fact that we know that it is. So because there is existence and we know that, all we need to know is that we are, to some degree, at some level, experiencing the source of it. Because if the source of existence wasn't present, then what would be present? How could the source of existence not be somewhere? Think about it. If everything has existence to some degree, then that which is the source of existence must be present with it. So if we know there is existence, we can verify that we are experiencing it even if we don't know what it is. So if we can verify that we're experiencing it, then technically speaking, we are able to verify what that existence must be. Now, if existence truly exists, it has to be infinite. It can't be finite, because a finite existence is like the wave. The wave then borrows its existence from something that is infinite. So the question is there a real existence? Like, is there some, like, is everything here made of something temporary, or is it made of something infinite? If it was made of something temporary, then it wouldn't exist. So temporary things can't exist because they have to borrow their reality from something real. That's just the basic principle. Nothing illusory can come off its own accord because illusory things don't exist. If they don't exist, they aren't real. If they aren't real, they aren't there at all. Not even to appear as an illusion. They're not even there in any instant. In any instance. So we can verify the fact that something is actually real just off the fact that something appears to be at all. And again, we don't even need to know what it is. We know that there's something, even if it appears to be an illusion, even if it appears to be illusory, something is there. Perfect. We don't even need to care beyond that point. Something is there. Therefore, I am experiencing, to some degree, the reality that creates it. Because if the reality that creates it isn't present, then it wouldn't be the reality that creates it that I'm experiencing, because the reality that creates it has to be present, because if it wasn't present, it wouldn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, it wouldn't be there to create an illusion to begin with. So we're left with this very profound realization that if there is anything at all, it has to be made of everything. And if it's made of everything, reality must be present. If reality is present, then that which is ultimately real is present. If that which is ultimately real is present, then I am experiencing reality even if I don't exactly know what it is that I'm experiencing. I just know that I am experiencing it. It's like a fish in water. It's like a fish realizing I must be experiencing water even though I don't exactly know what the water is while he breathes the water in. So we can come to this philosophical realization. Now, there'll also be some people who have rebuttals and debates, and that's totally fine. I'm trying to give you the most direct thought process here for the sake of a video. The most important thing to understand is that if there is a reality, it has to be present, because we know there is a reality present, and you can't get fake realities from a fake reality. You can only get fake illusory realities, assuming this is all an illusory reality, right? Which is an obvious thing to assume. Assuming this is an all illusory reality, the only alternative is it's the real reality, so then we want a win-win. You can't get an illusory reality from another illusory reality. It has to be from a source. It has to come from somewhere. So there is a source to reality, and we are experiencing it. And now I want you to ask the question, what's the one thing that you experience in all experiences that does not get taken away? Think about it. Everything else gets taken away. This water here 1 minute, gone the next. I couldn't drink it all that quick. You look at the plane, here 1 minute, gone the next. The sounds, here 1 minute, gone the next. Perceptions, here 1 minute, gone the next. Every single thing in our experience is present and not present at some point later. Every cell in our body is completely dies and regenerated. There 1 minute, gone the next. Including the brain, including the skull. Absolutely everything in experience, here 1 minute, gone the next. Nothing in experience can be the source of reality. Nothing in experience can be the thing maintaining experience. Because if it was, we would constantly be blipping in and out of existence. But you don't have that experience. So the primary thing to follow is that we want to focus our explorations on primary experience and not on secondary experiences. The primary experience, for example, is the sensation of a temperature and not the temperature. You don't experience 30 degrees, you experience a sensation. 30 degrees is a name we give to a strong degree of sensation, or a mild degree, depending on who you are, where you live. So what we're really saying is that this present reality right now consists of reality. And what would be, if that's true, what would be the thing that doesn't come and go? The thing that doesn't come and go, above all changing experience, is your being. Your being is awareness. Awareness does not come and go through any changing experience. It's the primary fabric and foundation of all experiences. If you were a god living on a planet heaven, you would still have awareness as the substratum of your experience. And notice, awareness is the only thing that doesn't abide to the same rules and qualities as any other experience. Awareness doesn't have a size. It's aware of all sizes and shapes. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a form. Check in your experience right now. The experience of awareness, you know you're aware, but you don't have any rationale as to how you are aware. You just are. There's no cause to awareness. I know the cup's there because I just put it there. I have memory of it. Where's my memory of awareness? I can't experience a memory to awareness because it never started. It never came, it never went. What would be the number one definition of reality if there was a reality, if there was something fundamentally real that didn't depend on anything else? It would be that which doesn't start, doesn't stop, doesn't come and go. It would be that which doesn't have any form of limited quality, such as size, shape, form, or color. It would be that which doesn't depend on anything else. And it would be that which is therefore infinite. It would also be that which is always present in reality, always present in every experience. What's the number one thing that we just described that has all of those qualities? Awareness. You are awareness, which is being. Being is the experience of pure awareness. Everywhere you look, you experience being. The universe is made of being. It's made of pure existence, pure awareness itself. That is what you are on a fundamental level. And therefore, you refract yourself like light gets refracted through a prism. You experience the colors of the rainbow. When you refract being through the prism of a finite mind, you get the colors of existence. You get the colors of life. Sight, smells, touches, tastes, sensations, thoughts, feelings, emotions. You get the full rainbow colors of life. So this is what we're really talking of here, is that reality, like quantum physics describes, dissects itself into an internalized experience within itself, and then experiences a localization within that self to explore what it is. The idea of waves moving into particles is actually true, but it's not waves turning into particles, it's consciousness turning into waves. Consciousness vibrates within itself, creating what we call the colors of life. Just like light, when it gets refracted, turns into a rainbow. We are experiencing the light of consciousness moving into form within its own light, revealing itself to itself on an infinite journey of celebration of being alive. I have a free community. The link for that is in the description. If you'd like to join, I'd love to see you there. We talk about these types of things every week, all for free. So if you enjoy, hopefully I'll see you soon. Any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'll respond in videos and live streams. Have an amazing day, guys. Take care.